Stalked is one of those movies that had a moment early on that really left me struggling to continue with the movie. It was a moment so egregious that I just didn't like the character. I didn't care what came next. It just seemed unbelievable and just broke the movie for me from then on. The basic crux of this is we have this character of Sam who has a child. She's a single mum, recently broken up with her husband. Her daughter is 5 months old. She's a little bit cranky, got a temperature, needing some medicine. And because the baby's crying when it gets put in its pram, she decides that the best course of action is to leave this 5-month-old child in the house while she leaves to go and get the medicine. This, for me, and especially as a parent, is unfathomable. This is something that nobody would do, especially not somebody who, like this character who was in the army, who is well organised and prepared, would allow to happen. You know, worst case scenario, she should have carried the kid. It just seems unrealistic. And although this is a small moment at the start of the movie, it was so unrealistic, so unfathomable, that it just broke the rest of the movie for me. As she's walking to get the medicine, she gets dragged into the back of a van and taken to a secluded warehouse, where she wakes up and discovers that there is an invisible man torturing people in there, hunting them down, making them scared, and then killing them. It is some kind of army prototypical invisibility suit, and it seems almost implausible, as you would think. And then we get lots of scenes of the actress kind of twisting and turning as if something is touching her. You never really see any good special effects. It's mostly her contorting her body and squealing, and it just feels amateurish. It never really gets above that. The CGI, of which there is some throughout it, especially a drone shot later on, is terrible. It's poor. It needs more money flung at it to make it look a little bit more realistic. It just looks false. And that's what it is. There is explosion scenes in this as well that are done with some kind of effort that makes it look halfway realistic, but then really you can tell that it's really not happened. It's just added in, and not added in that great. And the character of Sam never really evolves throughout the movie. Her whole idea is to get back to her daughter that she's already abandoned, and that's just, you know, not enough. The setting of the abandoned warehouse is fine if that's what it needs to be. Everything that happens in the movie, or why it happens, and the person behind it all seems ham-fisted, thrust into the end, unimportant, and just an afterthought. We meet a couple of other women who've been abducted as well, because this person seems to be on a spree of just, you know, whipping people off the street at random and killing them without any kind of police after them or whatsoever. And we get to meet a couple of these. Some are cannon fodder who just seem to drop dead as we get a point of view shot of whatever the killer is seeing as they just are stabbed and thrown to the ground. This is a hard one because I really wasn't too keen in this movie at all. I found it kind of bland and uninspired. But there's a moment later on where one of the characters comes in and explains the entire suit. Oh, that's a battery pack, and that powers this, and they probably do this with it, and that one's low on battery even though it's on charge. And it just feels, I mean, it was so on the nose as to what she was explaining that I thought she was part of the murder team. I thought she was one of them. She wasn't. It just seemed forced, and then the ending as well is tacked on, seems silly, uninspired, and just unrealistic. Just daft. Crazy. I wasn't a fan of Stalked. I didn't like the look. I didn't like the action. I didn't like the story. I felt it was too loose. The special effects were something that really took me out of the movie. And there was a lot of things that just seemed very poor about the production. I hate talking about movies like this because I know a lot of people have put effort into it, but for me, it just didn't work. I'd love to know your thoughts on Stalked if you watched it. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.